I will start now with my presentation and say hello to everybody who is now at the other end of the line. So I have a few informations for you from Liechtenstein. So we are really a small, very small country. So if you can see, it's the fourth smallest state that we have in Europe and the sixth smallest that we have on the Earth. So it's just 160 kilometer in length on how could we say limitation by the land. And we have around 42,000 inhabitants. So you see there is also a lot of forest in our country, and there's not that much where the cities are. And so we don't have that much inhabitants in our country. You will see that what kind of challenges we have because of this situation. So here you see where we are located. We are really in the heart of Europe. You see Switzerland. Then we have Austria as a neighbor, and there between you will find the little state of Liechtenstein. So just that you have an idea where we are. So here you see once again the facts that we have the area that's really small. That's what I said, 40% we have forest in our country, and just 11% where all the buildings, the cities and whatever are. We have a special political system, as you know, perhaps already. So we have a constitutional monarchy, but really on a democratic basis. We have 11 big cities, and the main city or the capital city is Vaduz. Then our language is German, and so I often have the questions sent by mail, which skills we need in language skills we need. So German is really a must. So of course we have several companies. They have as a company language English, but for the everyday life and also if you are in the German part of Europe, it's really necessary that you have the skills. So we would say for work, it's necessary that you would have a level of B2. Our national holiday is the 15th August. As I said before, we have around 42,000 peoples. They are living in the country. From that, we have more around the third part of foreigners. Our currency is the Swiss francs. And the borders, as I showed you before, we have Switzerland and Austria. So that what I already said is the policy, but I think so. I'm have a little bit of call, so I will let you read this by yourself. So we have the head of state. It's the prince because we have this monarchy, and even then we have that's split so that we have this democracy that we spoke that I told you before, so that. There's not one ruler who decide everything by himself, just between. How looks it with the labor market in our country? So alone the location that we have, that we are in the middle of Europe, so it's really a perfect place to be between in the labor market in whole Europe. So it's the heart. Really between, but what we have is that we are small, as I said before. We have around 5,500 companies, and around 40,000 working places. So you see, so if Liechtenstein has only to deal with their own inhabitants, so it would not be easy to have at every place a person that is working. That's the reason that we have a lot of border crossers who are working in Liechtenstein, like me myself. So I'm go to work for coming from Switzerland. I have a 50% working place, and so I'm twice. I will pass the border for my work and go from Switzerland to Liechtenstein. So, oh, sorry, a little bit too fast. In Liechtenstein, we have the companies they are working there. They are looking also for little niches or places where they can do their business. And when we talk about Liechtenstein, the most people has the finance place in the head because that's what you hear all around. But indeed, it's really that we have a lot of industry, so different sectors in the industry. That's really also a big part of the labor market that we have. And if you look only at the three sectors that we have, then you would say, okay, it's not really that much that I said before, but the concentration in our country is really to go on the sector 1 and 2 and not the sector 3. This sector 3 is really the biggest one, but the focus is not on the finance or that, and it's really the industry. And we have 10 really big companies in our country. For example, my office is in Schaan, and there we have Hilti. The most know Hilti as the company who is producing tools. And that is also the number one. If you go from what they deal. So we speak there about 5 milliards of Swiss francs. They have. I lost the word in English. Umsatz. So that's the turnaround. And the next one would be ThyssenKrupp Steering. I think that's also a name that is already well known. So we have three. If you look for the education that we have, of course, we have through all levels of education. We have the schools, and also we have 3 universities. So and also if you would go and have higher education or additional education, there's everything has its place. Even we are a small country. If you look at the labor market, what are we looking for? Where we have the vacancies. So, as I said before, the most known is the financial market and the banks. Of course, in the top 10, we have also 3 companies that you know perhaps. So we have the VP Bank, then we have the Liechtenstein Bank of the country, and we have the LGT Group. So these are the 3. They are placed in the top 10s that we have. Then bookkeeping, of course, this is also in the finance sector, but I think there's everywhere good or high educated people searched. Then commercial area, building trade, gastronomy, hotel, health, like in every place. Also computer science, electric, telecommunication. These are also the vacancies that you can find on a platform that I will show you afterwards. How long we have to work or the conditions that we have. So there, of course, we have also the regulation, and it depends a little bit in which branch or in which category that you are working. So we have, I would say, the normal time that we work 42 hours and a half, and sometimes it's a discussion about if there is the break time also is in the working time or not. So then you have a difference also of this 2.5 hours, so that it would end up 45 hours. If you're a little bit younger, then you have shorter working times and also working weeks, and you're only allowed to work for 40 hours. And sometimes, if it's needed that the people have to work a little bit more because you have that much of work, so you can extend it to 48 hours. Then holidays are also very important. In normal are 4 weeks. And then if you're a little bit younger, as you can see, under 20 or over 50, then you have 1 week and plus. And in Liechtenstein, we have a really much public holidays, and that days we don't have to work. So then you can see how that we have a law that we have to where everything is regulated like in every other countries also. So this is a little bit much information on this slide, but like Switzerland is also Liechtenstein well known that we have high salaries. Of course, we have this, but we also have a lot to pay by ourselves. It starts with the taxes that we have to pay by ourselves. It's not that your employer will take this away and then afterwards you have it done and you can use your money that is paid out for yourself. So there are a lot of things that we have to pay by ourselves, like the insurance for health and more. Now, this contribution that that you see now, it's really for when you go in pension. So you have to pay during the time you are working, so that you would have a pension afterwards. Also, if you would have an accident and then you were not able to work afterwards, so there's also an insurance. And during this the working time, you also have to pay a little bit in this. So if we take the normal things that we have to pay, also for unemployment benefits, it would be around 13% that we have to give away from our salary. And then we have another part, that's the pension fund that we have to pay. So there it could be a little bit different. So the companies have the possibility to have different insurance, and they have also the possibility, and you too as an employee, what kind of pension you would pay in. So it's just a normal, a little bit more, and so it could give a little bit difference between the persons that you have to pay in. So if we go to a middle, then we would say it would be around 20% that's going away from your salary to pay all these different insurance and funds that you have to pay in. If you look at the country and we go a little bit away from the working place and the labor market, the country has, of course, also beautiful places to go where, and also when the country is so small, you can really open your door and you are in the town a few steps away. You are in the nature. You can go into the mountains. You can go by bike and it's flat. So you have really a lot of possibilities for doing your hobbies and have a good work-life balance. Also, in our small country, we have good wines. So there are 20 different grapes. They are growing on a small place. As I said before, we have different and beautiful landscapes where you can spend your private time, and this directly in front of your house. And hiking and go biking, there also we have a lot of trails that you can go for hours and have a splendid time. So there we have a few pictures. For example, we have for this 30 years for EURES, there's also made a cookbook. And one of ours, or this national dish we have, are this Knöpfle with cheese and onion. Then we have the wine, and sorry for that, my finger was a little bit too fast. And also, what's very interesting is that we have a lot of tradition. If you see, for example, here is the costume when the national holiday is in the town, you will find modern museums. So it's really everything you can find on the place. Just a little bit of nature. Okay, one big subject that we have is how is it possible to be resident in our small country? That's really a big obstacle. So that's also a reason that we have a lot of cross borders. They are working in our country because the country is really small, and there are really restrictions that not everyone who work in the country has also the possibility to have a permanent resident in the country. So there are commitments between the countries around Liechtenstein. So, for example, Switzerland. So, if you have the chance and get a job in Liechtenstein, and you are not allowed to live there or have the residence, then you have the possibility to ask in Switzerland if it's possible to stay there and have the residence because of the job that you will have in Liechtenstein. And with this constellation, Switzerland will give you the residence that you can stay there, but it's coupled with sometimes it's coupled with the job that you will have in Liechtenstein. So this is just a possibility to come closer to Liechtenstein. And I don't know if I have it somewhere. So yes, there's. It sounds a little bit special, but like the green card in the United States, we have also the possibility to go for a lottery, so that you ask for a resident, and then there are around 100 of these residence papers that they will make a lottery like lotto, and sometimes then you have the chance to get them. So if someone is interested in them, you can write me or ask me for the link, so that you can read what other conditions you have to fulfill to go through this lottery. The easiest way would be if you want to marry a Liechtenstein citizen, of course, then you have the right to come in. So what we have more. So these are the most important links that I have for you. So also the informations are really in small packages that you will find everything. Also here we have the obstacle that you will not find that much information in English. So sometimes you have just a small package with the very important information, and the rest you will find only in German. Now, and that's the circle is closing, so that you really sometimes you can say you need German, at least a minimum of skills, so that you will find also all the informations you need. Or you sometimes at the beginning there are also the companies, if you find a place to work, that they will help you with all the paperwork that you have to do, that you can work or probably stay in Liechtenstein. So that's of course from our country by itself. Then how you get the residence, or what possibilities to have to stay close to our country. General information. We have also a site for tourism where you will find everything that's interesting. Then when we go a little bit closer to the labor market, then we have the Arbeitsmarktservice Liechtenstein, called AMS. So that's also my working place. Then the residence this you have, if you have questions for that, then you have to go for the migration and the passport office, because that's the subject of this part of the government. We have also a lot of statistics. They are very interesting, that you can see how many foreigners are in our country, how many people come into the country for work, as I told you before. So around 50% across borders they are working. And of course, for the hobby, we have also a few links for you. So, sorry for that. As I said before, that's my working place. It's at the AMS. There you will find the jobs. So we have a platform. I will show it this afterwards. You have the possibility to create an own account, so you can put in your CV and your dates. And so if there is a company who sees your data, they are anonymity if you want, then they can contact you by yourself. Because, for example, me as a EURES advisor in Liechtenstein, it's not possible to have the possibility to give you jobs directly over me. So we have, of course, through the network, we have the possibility with our we have one person who deals directly with the company. So if she knows that there's something they are looking for, and I have someone who asks me, so we make the connection, and I ask her, I got a mail from a person who is looking for that. Have you heard something? Then we can make the link. So, but it's not possible for us to go direct and say, yes, we have something for you, and we can make a contract. So it has to go. We can send him direct to the company, and if it's go over us, of course, perhaps the chances are a little bit higher, because we already had a contact with this person. So here you can see it's just I took just out a little bit the things that will help you to have a little bit more hints on our platform. So and also this, it's just in German. Yeah. So on this side you see you can go and looking for the jobs that they are on our platform. So we have at the moment around 1,000 open working place. So that we are looking for persons they would be able to take one of this. So it must be around 1,000. So that's the last info that I have. So if you go on the AMS platform and you go and looking for a job, so that's the service for a job seeker, then you have there the possibility to look for the jobs. Yeah, of course it's an obstacle that you have first to find out in how the different jobs are named, and then you will be a little bit closer. So, but for that you have me. You can contact me and ask if in this branch or for the job that you are looking for, is there something, and then I can help you. And then you could also then afterwards, when you go on this site, to make your own account. Even you are not registered as a job seeker at in our office, you have the possibility to do so. So perhaps a company will find you and will make you an offer. So, and this is also interesting. We have at the moment, we have an unemployment rate from 1.7. So it's a little bit growing the last few months, but before we were around 1.5. So it's really down. It's not that big. So to end up, here you will find or you see my contacts. If you go on the EURES main page, EURES EU, then you will find also, when you go and look for EURES advisor, you will find my contacts, or you will go directly on AMS. What I forget before, so we have also in our region, we work together with Germany, Austria, And Switzerland, we have there also a network. And if you go and look for my name or for my colleagues in Switzerland, so then you will see that we have this network around our Lake of Constance. So this is also a network who could help to find in our region a place, because we are in contact. And sometimes it could be that one EURES advisor from Germany will contact us and say, hey, there's a person who is looking for that. Is there a chance in your country? And it goes in both directions. So that's also a plus that we have in our region. So that's the end for my presentation. Now I will try to open the chat because I had before the problem that I didn't saw this. Perhaps. So now it looks not that bad. Yes, so it's if it's more common to live in Switzerland than in Austria when someone is working in Liechtenstein. So there are different things that you have to look at it, because a big point are the taxes. So if you look at the taxes, and you there are agreements, and I'm not sure how it is in Austria, but for me, for example, I have to pay taxes in Liechtenstein because I work at the government. And if I would not working like this, then I had to pay, we call it Quellensteuer. So that's the taxes they have. You have to pay directly where you work, and then you have to pay other taxes at the place where you live. And if we take this constellation, so it would be it's it's a little bit stupid to say, but it would be cheaper in Switzerland, for example. Yes, we don't have to pay so high taxes, even they are high, but in compared to other countries, it's not that high. So it would be the same situation around. We say we have to pay around 1.5 until 2 month salary that you have to pay for the taxes. And I think so this would be compared Switzerland. And if you go to Austria, then you have to pay much more. But you also have to say that in Austria, the social system is much different. So, for example, health insurance, there is more covered when you have something, or for the wives and the children. So they have there more opportunities to get the benefits than in Switzerland, for example. Yeah. What could be also interesting is if you are working as a cross-border just for the money and the cost for living. So in Switzerland, it's really not that cheap. So we have a lot of them. If it's possible, they go for shopping, for food, for example, or also things that you need in the bath, shower, cream or something. They go over the border to Germany or Austria to make the shopping, because it's cheaper than here in Switzerland. And how is it called? If you have a flat, if you have to pay a flat, so it's in Switzerland also high. But if you are working if we compare it to Liechtenstein and Switzerland, so the salaries there are the same. I would say in Liechtenstein perhaps they are a little bit higher. Yeah, so there was a time it was more between, but now they are more or less on the same level. And in Austria, they earn less, but because they have more to pay in the social system, but they get more back than we have it, for example. So, and in Germany, so in our direction, it's also that the salaries are much better than if you look, they were for 5-7 years. So, and especially around the border, so the levels are going more and more in the same direction. Even it's less in Germany, but also there's a system a little bit different. than in Switzerland or Liechtenstein. I hope this info are enough for you, Nina, or otherwise you can contact me directly so that I can send you the links where you will find more information. But as you wrote, the most part of the cross-border are coming from Switzerland. Yes, I will go upstairs. Sorry. Unfortunately, it is. Yeah, so that there is still a difference. So we have so as I said you before, I'm from Switzerland. There we have the same situation, and also in Liechtenstein. Of course, they are working that it would come to the same level, but it's really, if you look for that, and I think it would be in every country the same. Even there is a law who will make a regulation. So because the deeper salaries from the females compared to the one from the men, so of course the men's go up and the females too. So that's the way to higher up the salaries from the women needs much more time to have the same level. Of course, there are also exceptions. If there are working places and good companies that they will. The gap would not be that big than at other places. So in Liechtenstein and also in Switzerland, the companies are working on that the gap should not be that very high like it was 4 years ago, but it's still a problem. Are there more upstairs? No. Kaiser. Okay. There I should ask. So I'm not at my office at the moment, but I could ask my colleague if she knows more, if she has more information, or she's in contact with this company. So because that's I have not the direct contact to the companies, so that's a colleague for me, and that's Jessica. And I could ask her if you write me an email, or then I will ask her, and then I will send you the informations. And if you have more questions, of course, then we can check what kind of employer this is, or the company, what reputation there is. But normally, yeah, they make all a good job. And I think Jessica will know this because she's long at her place and have really contact into to the companies in our country. More questions? So it's not a problem if you have now you can think about it, and I know it sounds a little bit unfriendly with the regulation that we have that you cannot come into the country and live there and work there. So, but because the country is that small, also the ways that you have to go, they are really little. So for me, for example, of course, if I tell someone else, I have to drive about 50 minutes from my home to my working place. There are people that say, "Are you crazy?" Yeah. But if there are other people from other country, they say, "Oh, 1 hour, that's okay for me." So it also depends a little bit on each person. What will you take on you to go to a working place? So, and for EU citizen, it's not a problem to have residence in Switzerland, for example. If you have a contract in Liechtenstein, and there you can really close. If you have a look at the map, then you will see. So there's, for example, books that's direct in Switzerland, and on the other side is Schaan, where I work for example. There are just a few minutes to go there. Yeah, of course there are times when everyone goes to work and goes home at the evening that you have a little bit more of traffic. So, but you can take also the bicycle because it's that close. In winter, it's not that fine, but already you have this possibility, and it's not that bad. So also complicated if you want to go from the border. So we don't need the passport, for example, to show. If we come from Switzerland and go over to Liechtenstein for work, so there is no control at the border, and if you need, for example, that there is something that you have to declare to make a declaration, then there are little pieces of paper that you can have from the office, and then you can also pass by, because there are there's no police, no officer, no border police, so you go just from one side to the other, so there is no time on top to go over the border, so that's just easy on our side. What can I tell you more? Are there more questions? Some things that I forgot to tell you? I think that's also an interesting topic for you. Also, from my experience, I'm now in the third year that I'm working in Liechtenstein, and I'm still happy there. So there's nothing bad that I can tell you. Also, if you go there and work there, and you go during your lunchtime, so everything is really close together. You will find everything, different food. Yeah. Okay. Ich denke, wenn keine Fragen mehr jetzt gerade, so sorry. So if there are no questions more in the room or something else, then I will end now and finish my presentation and the asking round. So if there's something coming back, or your things that you're interested in, or things you wanted to know, so don't hesitate to contact me. Normally you have to wait at least 2 days if you would have an answer, but normally it's made in 1 day. And yeah, perhaps from one or another one I would hear something or read something. So then I wish you a nice evening. Thank you very much for being part of the presentation. And yeah, have a good time. See you. Bye bye.